from Mr. Larson's media class. And this is Mr. Batkin, a teacher here at Kit Carson Middle School. I'm going to interview him about world domination. Thank you for your time.
Sure.
If you ever tried to rule the human race, how would you do it?
Probably the best way of doing it is get control of the children first. I find Pied Piper type music might work really well, but school is a great resource to get control of all the children. And then once you control the children, you control their parents through the children.
Will you destroy the world or improve it, and why?
Well, I would only destroy half of the world so that the other half would be willing to work with me, and then I'll improve that half really well. And I'll blame the other half on my enemies, the evil Mr. Batkin.
Will you need others to help you? If so, who and why did you choose them?
Well, I will need a few others that help support me on this, mostly my lieutenants. And I'd probably pick former students who I have absolute control over because I have absolute control over them, and they'll do whatever I tell them to do. Not my own children, they never listen to me. So I'd probably work with those people because, again, it's all about control.
Oh, okay. If you succeeded, would you become a fearsome leader or a friendly one, and why?
Well, I would be fearsome, but they would love me, so I would be a loved leader from their point of view. So I get this point of view.
Oh.
Yeah.
How would you deal with the government?
I would be the government, so I would do whatever I want. Yeah. Absolute rigid dictatorship.
What would happen to people who disobey the rules?
They'd be on that half of the world that didn't exist anymore.
Oh. So basically they would be totally disintegrated?
Or I just kick them out over there and let them survive on their own with there's nothing there, so exile, yeah, and then death, of course.
Oh, okay. Well, not very good.
Not for them.
No. Will you have free education?
Well, mostly free education. They'll think it's free, but I won't make certain people pay for it. As they swear loyalty to me, then it becomes free.
So the people who disobey you will get...
Well, they'll be charged on hugely sum of money for an education, so much so that they'll have to swear loyalty to me to therefore get the education, and education will be required so that they owe me their entire life existence or they're loyal to me.
Basically, it's a giant circle of...
All works for me.
What rules will you set up? Why did you choose these?
Why did I pick these? Control. Absolute control. Why did I pick these? Well, I was watching an episode of Justice League a while back. We were talking about destroying half the world so the other half will work for you. And it really seemed like a really good idea. And it was a really smart old guy that came up with it. So I figured I'd go along with Vandal Savage's approach to destroying half the world. But otherwise, I think the children's side, that's totally my idea. And dictatorships, get the job done. No elections to worry about, no pandering to an audience, just my way or death. Pretty simple.
And this is the end of the interview. So thank you, Mr. Batkin, for taking your time.
Hopefully you'll work for me. Thank you.